Hello and welcome to Chapter 2, Lesson 3. Today we're going to be talking about adding and subtracting mentally. So to mentally add or subtract larger numbers, you can take and give to make one number end in a 10, 100, or 1,000. So let's get right into some practice problems. Example 1. The table shows instruments that were sold at an instrument store. Here's our table right here. What is the total number of guitars and trumpets that was sold? Okay, so first, here's what we need to do. We need to find what is 223 plus 67. Okay, so I'm going to look to see if I could make a 10. So I know 67 is almost 70. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 away from this number and give it to this number, because then I'm working with the numbers 220 and 70. And that's a lot easier to work with than 223 and 67. Okay, so if I'm going to take 220 plus 70, notice I could do that in my head, right? I notice I have 7 and 2 makes a 9, and a 2 makes a 290. Or I could go 220 and then add on my 70s, right? So this is stuff that I'm supposed to be practicing doing it in my head, but I'm just kind of showing you this is what went on in my head. There we go. So let's look at this one. 184 minus 59. Now, this one is different, you guys. This is not I'm going to take one from one and give it to another. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make it 10. 59 is close to 60. So what I need to do is I need to add 1 to 59 to make it 60. All right, so now I'm going to do 184 minus 60. Let me scooch that over so it's not so hard to read. 184, and then if I subtract 60, right, I'm just subtracting tens. So I'm going to get 4 there. 8 minus 6 is going to give me a 2. So I'm going to get 124. But now we need to go back in there and think to ourselves, okay, I subtracted 60, but I was only supposed to subtract 59. So what I need to do is I need to add 1 back in to get my final answer of 125. Okay, so this seems so confusing, you guys, right? Because I added and then I added again, so I should be off by 2. But really, if we think of it as, I subtracted 1 too many, then it's like, okay, well, if I took away too many, then I need to add it back in, right? So it's 125. All right, let's practice some more. Attendance at a concert was 82,000 people. The following week, there were 76,000 people. How many more people attended the concert the first week? So we need to find 82,000 minus 76,000. Both numbers have the same greatest place value position, right? They both go up to the 10,000s place. So first, we're going to subtract the 10,000s and the thousands. So I just have to do 82 minus 76. Okay, so if I'm doing that, I notice that is 6, right? So if I added 4, I'd get to 80. Then I'd add 2 more, and I'd get to 82. So the difference is 6 is in the thousands place. Okay, so therefore, 82,000 minus 76,000 would be 6,000. So 6,000 more people attended the first concert. Okay, so, this is kind of neat too. Look at this. You can also think I have 82,000s minus 76,000s, and I would get my answer is 6,000s. Okay, so this is just kind of a different way of thinking in the thousands without getting muddled down with all those zeros, right? So let's keep going. Here's our guided practice. Make a 10, 100, or 1,000 to mentally add. Okay, well, I'm going to try to make a 60 here, right? Notice 58 plus 2 is 60. So when I'm adding, I need to balance it out. So if I'm going to add 2 over here, I need to subtract 2 to this addend, right? These are both called addends. So 57 minus 2 is a nice old 55. Well, that's a lot easier to add, right? 5 and 0 is 5. 6 and 5 is 11. So that gets us to 115. So 57 plus 58 is 115. Okay, look, again, we're adding. Now this time I'm going to make 100 because look here, 499 plus 77. So if I just add 1 to that, I get 500. So that means I need to subtract 1 from 77 to get 76. 500 plus 76 is 576. So that means 499 plus 77 is 576. All right, now we get to do that tricky one. This is tricky, you guys. So if you don't get it, we'll practice it. We'll keep practicing it, okay? So 184 minus 76. I'm going to make this an 80. Okay, so I'm going to add 4 to it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 184 minus 80. Well, that's easy, right? Oh, let me fill in the blanks. Okay, sorry. 76 plus 4 is 80. 184 minus 80 is 104, right? So these 8s make a 0, 4, 104. Now, I subtracted 4 too many. So I need to add that 4 back in to get 108. So that means that 184 minus 76 is 108. I really like that. That's how you have to think about it. I subtracted too many. That means I need to add it back in. And our talk math over here, it says, explain why you added 4 to the difference of 104 before writing the final answer. So our answer to that would be because we took away too many. All right, this is the time in the video where distance learners, you can keep watching if you'd like some more examples. I'd recommend it, especially with that tricky subtraction one. But in-person learners, if you would like to stop, please do so, and we'll do some more examples at school tomorrow. Okay, so here we have our practice. Make a 10, 100, or 1,000 to mentally add. So when it's an addition one, we know we're going to give and take. So I like taking away 3 and adding 3 for this one. So I'm going to say this becomes 200 and this becomes 121. Okay, so that means our answer after we add it is 321. Nice. Okay, here 549 plus 24. I'm going to add 1, subtract 1. So I'm going to get 550 plus 23. So that's going to get me to 573. So in my head, what I'm doing is I'm taking, okay, 500 plus 0, 500. 5 plus 2 is 7. 0 plus 3 is 3. Okay, well, look at this. I'm going to add 2 to this one and subtract 2 here. So I'm going to get 1,200 plus 44. Okay, so that's not so bad, right? It's just 1,244. That made it a lot easier to add, and that's our whole goal of this video, is figuring out easier ways to kind of work with numbers, how to work with numbers to make them work for you. So here I'm going to add 3 and subtract 3. So I'm going to get 1,000 plus 745 minus 3 is going to be 742. Okay, so if I'm taking 742 and adding it to 1,000, I'm going to get 1,742. Notice, I hope you're really noticing here how much easier that was, right? Okay, now we're going to do that tricky subtraction one. I want to make this 56 a 60, so I'm going to add 4 to it. So now I'm doing 982 minus 60. Okay, notice I didn't balance anything, and that's why we have to do that thing after we're done subtracting, because I didn't balance it, and I can't balance it because I'm subtracting. Okay, so 982 minus 60, so 900 minus 0 is 900. Oh, I can't write the answer yet because I have to do my little fancy thing at the end. So this is going to equal 900. 80 minus 60 is 20, and 2 minus 0 is 2. So I'm going to get 922. Okay, now I took away 4 too many, so I need to add 4 back in to get my final answer of 926. 926. Okay, now, oh, come on. This next one's just mean, you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 here to make 7,500 minus 4,100. Okay, so after I do that, 500 minus 100 equals 400. Okay, and 7,000 minus 4,000 equals 3,000. So I'm going to get an answer of 3,400. Okay, so now this, oh goodness, this is even trickier, you guys. Because I started with too many, now I didn't take away too many, but I started with too many, I actually need to subtract 1. Okay, so I'm going to get 3,399. Look at that. So this one, the answer is 3,399. So really, you guys, we have to ask ourselves, like, what's going on and make sure it makes sense, right? All right, let's take a look at this one. Micah's dog, this is the last one on the homework. I'm going to skip the other stuff just because that one page took me so long on the homework. So here we go. Micah's dog has 39 spots. Joannelle's dog has 85 spots. How many more, means we're subtracting, spots does Janelle's dog have? So I'm taking 85 minus 39. I noticed 39 is almost 40, so I'm going to add 1 and do 85 minus 40 to get 45. Okay, now I took away 1 too many, right? I was supposed to take away 39, but I took away 40, so that means I need to add it back in. Because I took away too many. So the answer is actually 46. And do you notice, look what they did. They put 45 on there. So that they want to trick you, not necessarily trick you, but they want to make sure you know what you're doing. They also have 44. So then if you're sitting there like, oh, well, should I subtract 1 or should I add 1? Maybe I should subtract 1. Look, that number's on there too. Okay, they know common mistakes that kids make, so they put them on there to try and distract you. And so hopefully you remember what Mrs. Hamer said. Think about, oh, either I started with too many, so I need to subtract it, or I took away too many, I need to add it back in. All right, that's all that I have for you for today. Good luck on your assignment. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you tomorrow.